everyone, I'm Zoe reporting for Kids First, and today I'm talking to one of the stars from the new Disney Plus series, The Mysterious Benedict Society. So today I welcome you, Emmy DeOliveira. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you too.
So The Mysterious Benedict Society is based on a book by the same name. And you play Kate Wetherall. Will we see a big difference between the actual screenplay and the original book at all?
Well, when you're translating a book to screen, there's always going to be differences because like a lot of things have to be like cut for time because it's pretty difficult to fit an entire book into just 8 episodes. So there are some scenes that aren't exactly the same as they are in the book, like maybe they're shortened, but there aren't, I don't think, any like really big plot revelations that are too far from the source material.
Cool. So I also know that your character has ADHD, and she's also I think a bit autistic as well. So I guess how could you kind of or how did you go to like when you were performing? How almost did you kind of relate, and how could you end up like nailing kind of the character, because she's also athletic and has so much more to her as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think that, well, those both are very popular headcanons. I don't think they're ever like explicitly stated as canon. I personally think that Kate has ADHD because I have ADHD, and so I could like kind of project onto her a little bit. And so I think like understanding understanding like that is pretty important for getting her character right, because like I can relate to a lot of her like motivations and stuff. And she is really athletic. I'm not quite as athletic as she is. I mean, I don't think anyone really is. But I like to think that I'm pretty strong. I think I'm sort of athletic, you know.
Yeah, of course. So do you think that kind of helps you perform kind of, or to really get into character?
Yeah, definitely. It's always important to try to see where a character is coming from, like their motivations and stuff when you're acting. That's one of the probably most important things, I think. Just like knowing the motivation, because if you don't, then it seems like there's no real, I don't know the word for it. I don't think there's a word for it. I guess pizzazz behind the character. I don't know.
I completely understand, and I agree 100%. And the sets are also beautiful, and I love the whole look and the feel of the series. But I guess, what was your reaction to it when you first stepped on set?
I love the sets. They're incredible. I think the set design is like one of my favorite parts about the show. So like I was just, every time I would see a new set, I was just amazed, you know? My favorite set was Oshiro's classroom, because I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera really well, but the floor looks like a giant eye, and I thought that was the coolest thing in the world when I saw it.
That sounds awesome. I feel like being on a set like this, you can just like make so many memories and have so much fun. So how could you kind of describe a day on set? You know, were there any modifications due to COVID and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think most of the stuff that you would normally do on set, we didn't end up really getting to do because of COVID. We had to really go straight back and forth between places. There wasn't really any like stalling that was allowed to happen because of like there weren't allowed to be as many people in a place, and like social distancing as well. So we had to do COVID tests as well. Like we had to do, I think, 2 to 3 COVID tests a week, which is a lot. And there was also like big screens between the desks in the classrooms, so you had to like kind of stay in your little area. And we couldn't eat together, which was a bummer, because I wanted to do that.
Yeah, I can imagine being on a set, like you have to move around a lot, but also not, because you have to be careful and mindful. That sounds awful, having to like stick up your nose for 2 3 times a week.
Yeah, it was all right.
So, well, if you weren't, I guess, an actress, or if you were to take on a different career path, what would that be, or other career path would you like to entertain? I know you're like into
okay. I'd want to be a storyboard artist, or I just at least want to work on TV animation some way, because I love animation. It's probably my favorite thing in the world. I'd want to be, I think, a storyboard artist. I noticed that I also really like character design, so I think if I were to go into that, those would be like the two things that I would definitely try to pursue. I already want to go to like art school, like for college and stuff, and I draw like every day. So
So I guess what type of animation are you into? Like more 2D, or do you like more like anime, if that makes sense?
I like Western animation. That's the kind that I tend to watch more. I'm not super big into anime. Like I mean I like it. It's good, but I think I probably tend to lean more towards Western animation. I just love all kinds of animation. I think probably my favorite kind is like the animation in those old Disney movies, like the style in like what's the one, Atlantis. I love that one. I love how that one's animated.
Yeah, I love that too. And I think that's great that you have other things, I guess, aside from acting that you also really look forward to doing. I guess what kind of rituals, if that makes sense, do you have before going on set, or what do you kind of do to prepare for a day of shooting?
I didn't have too many like rituals that I would do, but I would always listen to music. I love music as well. It's probably my second favorite thing in the world next to animation. I would always have my headphones, and in the car right there, I would listen to music, and in the trailer, I would listen to music, and when I was waiting in the line for COVID testing, I would listen to music. So I guess that would be the thing that I would say.
Yeah, so what type of music, I guess, are you into? Do you like more indie kind of things, or?
I'm not sure if there's like a name for the kind of music that I like. There probably is, but it'd be very long and I don't remember it. But I guess I love Cave Town's music. They're just it's really awesome. I love those kinds of songs. I like, I guess it would be indie, like indie rock maybe. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I feel you. I love music too. Like it's so therapeutic to me. I always have my headphones in everywhere I go, so I totally get you. So back to talking kind of about the show. I imagine once again being on a set like this, super fun. So I guess what type of memories, or what was like your favorite memory being on set, or like with your fellow castmates? Did you kind of really enjoy that kind of stuff with you?
That's a difficult question. There are so many. I I think one of my favorite things that we did on set was that's a hard one. Okay, one of the things that I would always do with Ryan, I loved being on set with Ryan because we would always joke around a lot. And one day on set, I got to meet the Falcon from some of the episodes, which was awesome. You know, that was probably one of the coolest things that I got to do. See a like an actual peregrine falcon. So I'd say probably one of those two.
Yeah, for sure. I think seeing a falcon would be super cool, and I'm so happy that you got to have that experience. So, lastly, I guess, what do you hope that audiences can kind of take away from the series? And I think after they watch the show, I guess, what do you hope resonates with the audience?
I think that the idea that everyone's a little bit different is something that people should take away from that. It's something that's been like stressed in a lot of episodes. I also think probably this is, I guess, maybe a bit of a lesser takeaway than others, but it's one that's pretty important to me, is the way that everyone learns differently. It's mentioned in a bunch of episodes about how Kate isn't doing, like the episode when Kate isn't doing well on her tests because she learns a little different. And I think that's, I guess, important to know that even if someone maybe learns different or is a different kind of smart, that doesn't mean they're like less smart or like less important than anyone else.
That's awesome. I think that's a topic now that's really being shared, and I'm so happy because I know everyone does learn differently, and it's something that we should definitely know about and be aware of. to know that everyone is different in their own ways. So thank you so much, Emmy, for talking with me. I had a blast. Make sure to check out the Mysterious Benedict Society on Disney Plus, everyone. And make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any of our latest videos and reviews and reportings. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Our organization is always searching for those who appreciate the truth.
If any child is caught cheating, they will be executed. Excused.